no! Anyway. Should be live in a moment. Are we live? I don't know if we're live. Oh, there we go. Hey guys, I am Angel. I am AngelCnderDreamer, and this I am with. That went horribly wrong. Let's start over. Beep. Hey guys, I am AngelCnderDreamer, and I am with
ChaosAngel.
And today we'll be doing creepypasta stories and playing Minecraft. We have soda pop. I mean soda. Yeah, we'll give you some. But it's not working. Anyway, oh yeah, just to let you know, one, I am sick.
Well,
So,
actually, Cinder, maybe we should make sure everyone.
huh? Oh yeah.
I want to make sure people in the chat. If you can please let us know.
Yeah, let me see if they can. Have you seen week 3? Have you seen week 3? I'm so lost what they mean by that.
I think he's talking about something that has to do with Vanilla.
Okay.
Okay.
They can hear us. All right, just want to make sure because I'm not a professional recording or anything like that. I'm still learning. So one, I'm sick, so don't mind me. Also, I will have trouble reading because my tongue doesn't like to cooperate with me. Cooperate. See what I mean? I can't say the word at times. Or did I say it right? I don't know. Also, don't mind the arrow. This is part of the plugin, and we're not sure how to fix that. And I did something horribly wrong to the campfire. I drank everything. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. Anyway, Anyway, me and ChaosAngel will be taking turns reading, and we have some creepypastas that we found together. Some of them are Spyro, some of them are Invader Zim, which I love. And then and Carrie. I'm not Carrie. I'm sorry. I'm seeing your own name in the chat. I'm sorry.
Apparently, my friend Sean is saying I should turn up my mic sensitivity so it doesn't.
I don't know. I should turn off her mic so it doesn't cut her up. Yeah. I don't remember how to do that. Let me see if I can help you on that. Okay. So it's in your user settings. That I know. And I think it's in voice and video. Yeah, it's in voice and video. Go to voice and video. Automatically determine input sensitivity. I think that's it. I don't remember. I think I'm right. It's been a while. I wish I could join. The server is actually, I'm hosting this from my computer, and I might actually make this into an actual server. I don't know if my computer can handle it and all. I don't know. This is just a plan thing and all. Sorry, I keep doing this. It's so fun to hit the screen like this. Alright, so ChaosAngel, have you figured out how to fix up your No, we just started it. We just went live. I don't know. She's trying to figure out how to work. My Wi-Fi dead. Oh no. No, not the Wi-Fi. Well, this stream is going. Are these pastas good or crap? Well, some of them look good. Some of them might look crap. We don't know. We're just reading. Really, I have in the description. I did credit and link to the creepypasta we'll be reading. We're not gonna read all of them. We're just gonna pick out the ones that we feel that we really want to read. Gotta stop saying dead. Oh no! Everything's coming undone. Wait, that kind of sounds wrong. ChaosAngel, you're still having trouble?
Yeah?
Oh, you are? Okay. Oh no, it's cutting you off. It wasn't here this earlier! Ugh. This is going wrong. Alright, well, I guess, I think I should just start off the story until then, and then, well, I guess fix her problem. I don't know, I just don't wanna, I don't know. I don't think that would be a good idea, actually. Now I think about it, I think we should help her first. I'm sorry, I'm not thinking straight, I'm sick. I feel better, but I'm still sick, so it's kind of on me. ChaosAngel, are you still cutting off?
What?
Oh, okay, never mind. I just want to make sure you're, you know, still there and it's not cutting you off.
I mean...
Yeah, it's gonna be harder. Oh man, we tested this.
Do I need?
Go ahead.
Do I need to turn up my mic?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, try that. Try that. See, that'll help because your volume is kind of low.
All right. How?
Which creepypasta are you gonna be reading first? We're gonna be reading Spyro the Dragon creepypasta, but it says please don't leave me, Spyro the Dragon, and that is by give me a moment, Crafty Melis. I think that's how you pronounce it.
I believe it's Melis.
Yeah,
Can everyone hear? Can everyone hear me?
I can hear you fine, but let's see if they can hear. Can you guys hear ChaosAngel fine? Oh, so we gotta keep moving, or else we'll be kicked out of my server.
Yeah.
We don't want that. That'd be so annoying.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. We want to make sure you guys. Okay, they said yes, they can hear you. So good. All right, might as well start.
All right.
All right, I'm quite nervous because I've never done this before in front of like a lot of people. All right, so I'm gonna read now. Don't Leave Me, a Spyro the Dragon creepypasta by Crafty Melis. I'm sorry, I'm still pronouncing that wrong. So you're probably wondering why I made this audio. So you're probably wondering why I've made this audio diary. Why I'm recording this bizarre event. Well, I've seen a lot of things in my life. Not many have, but no one will believe me. Every time I try to tell people to ask for help, he was there, staring at me. Oh, this sounds kind of creepy. Even now, he's watching me from inside that screen. But he does come out when I leave the room. He follows me everywhere. All because of the stupid mistake I made. That's why I'm recording this. To warn everyone, if he doesn't destroy this first. The creature I had looked up to during my childhood, even now, despite what has happened, I still look up to my old memories of him. I never knew about the old console's dark secret, though no one really knows about it. Alright, just pausing here. Can you guys hear me alright?
I believe everyone can hear you. I can hear you.
Alright, I just want to make sure, because I don't know. Like, I recorded so many times to make sure that our audio is good, and I don't know. It's really hard to determine how loud we're not. Also, I noticed it's raining. Let me clear that real quick, and then I'll continue reading.
Also, I should probably turn on the background music.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. That's one thing that I keep, like, I was remembering, and now I can't. Okay. Let me continue. Where was I at? I own an old I'm sorry, my tongue hates me at times. I own an old PlayStation 1 console, the old chunky design. I also own the first 3 original Spyro the Dragon games for the PlayStation. I've had those games since I was 5 years old. 16 years later, I still have those games. They gave me comfort during those dark times in my life. When things got really bad, I wanted to end it all. I would play Spyro the Dragon. Those bright, happy colors made me happy. Spyro made me happy because I was a girl who liked playing video games. The other girls kept away from me, calling me a freak. It hurt. I tried to hang out with the guys, but they also stayed away. I spent my whole primary and high school life labeled as a freak. I found comfort by playing in Spyro's bright, happy world. I was useful. I was needed. I saw this purple dragon as my one and only friend. I didn't need anyone else. I started to avoid everyone, knowing they never cared. It was around July. I just turned 21. My mother pulled me inside for a moment. She said, "Hannah, you're too old for video games now." Who would ever say that to everyone? I'm sorry. Don't you think you should pass them into someone else? I don't want you to waste your life on those things. Every year she said the same thing, and every year I told her, "You know how much those games mean to me. Besides, I don't live with you anymore. It's not your concern." This time, though, my mother asked my younger brother for help. So he walked up to me when she left the room to answer the phone. He asked how I was, how things were going at work and such. I told him I had been swamped for the past year. So many clients had placed numerous orders and I could barely keep up with it. At some point, the conversation led up to this. "You never play your games anymore. You say so yourself. You're too busy at work. Maybe you should give them to someone who would play it often." I know I would. He asked me if he could have my old console and my games. It had been a while since I played, but I still love the games. I still love Spyro, and I saw how he treated his games. Some were badly scratched within days of getting them. This alone made me say no and walk away. Why couldn't they let me have my games? I was an adult, a 21-year-old woman. Who cares if I still play video games? Alright, I gotta keep moving here because it says to 10 minutes. This led up to another argument. Every year on my birthday, she did this. She always made me feel like crap, like I was worthless, the imperfect child. My God, my tongue just hates me so much. I hate it. Okay, here comes a hero. I had enough, I told her. I was sick of it and left. I was so angry, I could never talk to her. I got in my small, blue, pitiful excuse for a car and left, heading for home. Alright, is everyone enjoying the live stream so far?
Alright, let's see.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that everyone can still hear me alright. Yep, okay, just, alright. Alright, then I'll continue. What was I at? Yeah. My place of peace from the outside world. Besides, I still had so much work to do. It was late when I got back. I tumbled into my room, my eyelids feeling the weight of the day on them. My shoulders slumped from exhaustion. I barely registered the rumbling of thunder. There was a storm outside. The fat drops pounding on the roof outside, almost defining as they suddenly became heavy. But I didn't care. I was so tired. I flopped onto my bed, face buried. Are you kidding me? Ray would have told the story about a storm it rains. Are you kidding me? No.
Well, speaking of there being a storm outside the sky.
No rain. Be gone with you. Thank you. Goodbye. I flung into my bed, face buried in the covers I was thinking about earlier. The events annoying me. I did everything that others did in society. I worked hard at my job. I earned the money to buy my house and my car. My eyes drifted over as I looked at nothing in particular. My console sat on the wall unit, just in front of the array television, justly named Cement Box, due to its awkward size and shape. What? Oh, okay. I didn't want a plasma screen. I didn't need any of that new stuff. I was just happy with what I had. But I thought about what my brother said. I didn't want to be like those collectors who bought old games yet never play them. My eyes fell to the floor. I couldn't just part with something I had for most of my life. But if I gave it to someone I knew would take care of him, it would be less painful. I rolled into my right side, facing away from the console, and shut my eyes. I was so tired it didn't take me long to fall asleep. When I woke, the first thing I noticed was that the television screen was on. The familiar title screen of Spyro the Dragon was playing that calming music. I lazily reached for the controller, pretty sure that I hadn't turned the television or console on. I just realized you went over there and turned on the music. I was like, why is it playing? Alright, yeah, ChaosAngel, you scared me when you did that. Sorry, you, like, scared me a little bit. Let's see, what was I at? I lazily reached for the controller, pretty sure that I hadn't turned the television or console on. I still have work to do, but I decided to play with Spyro instead. I figured I could just catch up with it later with a few all-nighters. Spyro's controls were second nature to me, as I easily guided him past traps and easily slayed narcs by the dozens. I really remembered my cousin John. He was a good guy like myself. He also played old games. I started to wonder if he would be able to take care of Spyro for me. The moment I had that thought, Spyro stopped moving. I frowned, moving the John stick forward, but he remained there. He didn't move at all. I wondered if the game froze, as it did on occasions, or if my controller wasn't playing up. I reached for the console, making sure it was plugged in properly. I was sure I hadn't tugged on it. No, it was fine. At that moment, Spyro turned around to face the camera, the screen briefly flicking before he began walking towards it. The camera floated backwards, not letting me see where he was going, but I already knew the area. I was in Alpine Rage, just near the Thieves' track where a dragon statue was. It was already gone due to me already complaining it years ago. He was walking towards that ledge. I tried moving the joystick back to move him away, but Spyro stopped at the ledge, his wings flapping around for balance. Then it happened. At the bottom of the screen, slowly a message written in messy black writing began to appear. Please don't leave me. I dropped the controller. My eyes were wide. That text, I knew it wasn't part of the game. It definitely didn't belong. My hands started sweating as I fumbled in my pocket for my phone. I would need it to prove I wasn't insane, but the text was fading. I just managed to take the photo before it completely vanished, staring at those words that were barely visible. I set up and turned the console, and the television off. Maybe I was still asleep. Maybe I'm just having a nightmare from all of the stress. John's number was displayed on the screen as I selected it. The phone ringing. Hello? He sounded annoyed. I could faintly hear gunshots in the background. He was playing code. Hey, John.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. Okay. Hey, John. I know it's really late and we haven't talked in years, but would you mind coming over? Hannah, what are you talking about? It's 10 at night, he said, frustrated. I know, but I'll make it up to you, I promise. I just need you to come over. A heavy sigh came from his end of the line. Fine, I'm sick of these trolls anyway, he mumbled. If I hadn't been so spooked, I wouldn't laugh. I waited patiently as he made his way over. I immediately let him in before he could knock. Are you serious? It's raining! No, go away. This creepypasta is pretty good. Alright, let's continue onward. Now, what was I immediately let him in before he knocked. I'm sorry. I immediately let him in before he could knock. Haven't heard his car pulled into the driveway. So why have you dragged me over here for? I frowned. There's something important I have for you. Couldn't have waited until tomorrow. I shook my head. No, I don't think he'll remain normal until then. He walked into my bedroom to my old console. John's head walked into as soon as we entered. What?
That's actually supposed to say gate. I guess it's type.
Yeah, it's a typo. John's head locked. I'm certain he, I don't know, was just continuing. You still got Spyro? I nodded. Yes, but something weird happened. I pulled out my phone and showed him the photo, watching as he explained it. You photoshopped it? I frowned. I didn't, I replied sharply. I was already on edge and he wasn't helping, but I calmed down. Listen, I want you to take care of him for me. His eyebrows rose. John knew how much I love my old console and my Spyro games. What? No, Hannah, I can't. John, I'm too busy with work. It's just disturbing me that he's sitting here and I was playing the games. You're the only person I know who will take care of Spyro, he signed, looking at the console. Are you sure? I nodded, watching as John gave me a tight hug. He had been searching for these games for years, so I knew he would take care of them. He reached for the console to pick it up, but recoiled as he was shocked. He swore but unplugged the power cord before trying again, this time without electrocution. Yeah. Oh my god, that's crazy. It was heartbreaking watching John drive off with my console and Spyro, but I had to get back to work, ignoring the tear that ran down my cheek. I should have known that something strange was going on with Spyro and my console. I know it was an old console and it would eventually play up, but that message was stuck in my head and was now stuck as my wallpaper on my phone. I had no idea what to do about this. Why would you have that as your wallpaper? What the hey? The next night, I woke to Abby pounding on my front door. I had fallen asleep while working on a client's sign. I grabbed my nightgown and walked to the front door, opened it. No one was there. Oh no! Oh god! I'm sorry. Just imagine, that was creepy. I looked around for any young kids struggling in the bushes next door, but it was dead quiet. I was about to shut my door when I noticed something on the ground. Okay, I thought this was an apartment, and I remember living in an apartment, and I don't know why I was thinking this character was living in an apartment. She said, I'm pretty sure they mentioned a house, not apartment. I looked around. Oh, I read that. I picked up the envelope, still looking around. I returned inside my home and I locked the front door again. Opened it up. I'm not going anywhere. Oh god!
Yep.
Oh my god!
Yep.
Oh my god, I'm not inside. I froze, my eyes wide. The same writing from the screen was now crawled on the note, and it was stained with a dark red sentence on the bottom right corner. It was blood. I reached for my phone and called John, terrified. It rang for the longest time before going straight to answering machine. I hung up, my heart pounding through my head, filling my ears with the sound. A thump came from my bedroom. The sudden thought that this was some sort of sick joke made me shake my head, realizing that noise was probably John hiding in my room, trying to scare me. Okay, I need to drink my tea real quick. Sorry, my tongue is doing this thing again. I slowly walked to my room, looking around for the blonde man, but he wasn't there. I checked my closet and bathroom. No sign. Hey, buddy. My blood ran cold. I noticed my PlayStation sitting instantly in front of the television. The 3 games stacked beside it, but it wasn't the screen that made my heart stop. Are you kidding me? Why is it raining in the perfect timing? That is actually kind of creepy. Stop it!
Anyway.
Alright, let's continue. Sorry. Those empty sockets stared right through me. The glowing red dots locked with my eyes. I wanted to run, so I did. I could hear him call after me. Hey, Hannah, where are you going, buddy? Where are you going? I'm sorry. It's cute. I could imagine him trying to look through the corner of the screen, watch me run towards the front door, keys in hand. I found him with the keys, unlocking the car door, and slid into the driver's side, starting the engine, and shut out of the driveway. I wanted to get as far away from him as I could. This makes me sad. My heart was still pounding as I checked my mirror, imagining that he would be chasing the car. I checked again, seeing that he was nowhere to be seen. I released the breath I had been holding and focused on the road. What the hell was happening? Was I losing my mind, or was this all really happening? My head pounded. I still remember that horrifying... Are you serious, dogs? My head pounded. I still remember that horrifying experience. The radio played one of my CDs, and I frowned, looking over. Hey, buddy, my eyes widened as he sat in the passenger side, having hidden under my jacket I had thrown on the seat earlier. I went for the brake, but he shook his head. No, we're going home, Spyro said, watching me closely. I was sure I was trembling. God, those eyes. I just wish he'd stop staring at me. I pulled into the driveway again. My heart was pounding as I painfully swallowed. Turn the car off. I did, waiting for what was going to happen next. Go inside. Again, I did, my head hurrying from how loud my heart was pounding. My eyes watering as my hands trembled. Spyro followed me inside and instructed me to lock the door. I did, and followed him to my room. He jumped up onto my bed and patted the spot beside him. Those glowing dots watching me. At first, I was too scared. Horrible scenarios, one after the other, played through my mind. Whether he would burn away my flesh, bite into my neck, and tear out my throat. I honestly was shaking when he patted the spot again. I walked over and slowly sat down, stared ahead. Noticed the screen was empty. It showed the Shadow Realm from Shadow Legacy, but there were several game characters inside. Some I recognized wandering around aimlessly. Blank expressions on their faces. They looked so sad, like they had given up on everything. You're probably wondering why you're seeing this, Spyro said, a sad tone in his voice, but I was too scared to look at his eyes while this closed. Why are you... I asked. Where's John? Spyro pointed. John was inside the screen, tied to a round stone table. Surrounded by a Hunter, Bianca, Allura, Bentley, Sergeant Bird, Agent 9, and all, and the other familiar characters. My eyes widened as John was regaining consciousness. Wait, what are they doing? I looked at Spyro, but he was staring fiercely at John through the screen. Manaya won't let me say the word.
Fury radiating from him.
Thank you. I felt my stomach fall straight through my feet. My nerves shook violently. He tried to take us away. Tried to take you away. Being away from you hurts me, Hannah. It hurts me very much, but John doesn't understand that. Not unless he feels that pain himself. As if he signaled them, Hunter and Mianga both grabbed his head tightly, holding it up as John became aware of his surroundings and began struggling until he noticed he was holding his head. Noticed who was holding his head. What the fuck? Let go of me. Their eyes were dark. Oh my god, this is so freaking creepy. I prayed they were only going to scare him, but to my horror, Agent 9 applied some type of pudge claw to the end of his gun, and one sharp movement shoved the gun's end into John's left eye. The claw tight grip firmly holding the eyeball inside as he screamed and howled in pain, making the mistake of shaking his head, hoping to throw it off, failing to realize that the heavy gun was attached to the end. Oh God, that sounds sickening. Freaking rain. The movement pulled his eye clean out. The movement pulled his eye clean out of the socket and jangled the weight of the gun on his eyes cord from the empty socket, pulling on his pain as he screamed in agony. I turned to Spyro and wrapped my arms around him. Stop, please. He was tense as John's scream continued in the background. I'm sorry, Spyro. I'm so sorry. Please stop this. My eyes were squeezed shut so tight I was seeing dots as John kept screaming. The sound of pure pain destroyed me. I had caused this. This was all my fault, and John was suffering because of me. I felt Spyro move, and John's screaming changed to whimpering, followed by a thud. I opened my eyes to see those glowing red eyes staring right into me. You're truly sorry, he asked as I nodded, tears streaming down my eyes. I dared to look at the scraps. The John was gone. Where? He's home, Spyro said, cutting me off, but I saw the pain in his eyes, yet they were still that horrifying blood red. You're scared of me. He used his wing to gently push me off, looking at his claws. He was right, I was scared, but I suddenly felt guilty. I can't let you go. Sorry, my nose is stuff up now. A pang of fear shot through me. You're the only person I know, the only friend I have. If I lose you... I looked at the screen. That's not true. You have Hunter, Bianca, Spyro. There are so many friends you have, Spyro. You just don't realize it. Spyro looked at the screen. They ain't real. The others died a very long time ago, but you wouldn't notice the characters missing. That's why those zombies were made. They're just empty shells. No emotions. No thought of their own. Nothing. I'm sorry. I had no idea. I only shook my head as tears fell from my eyes, stinking as Spyro just sat quietly beside me, his head still low. But why are your eyes red? Because I am corrupt. When you stopped playing, I lost my way. I thought, what was the point? I went insane from the thought of losing you. I didn't mean for this to happen. Oh my God. What about John? He lifted his head. If he talks, then I'll have to do what we're going to. He knows this. Spyro, are you the only one that is alive? I asked, finally realized something. No, when a gamer has a game long enough to be emotionally attached, the player in the games becomes alive. Oh, that's interesting. This happened between us 16 years ago. Spyro stood and hopped off the bed, standing in front of the screen with his back to me. I honestly never meant for things to go so bad. I'm so sorry, Hannah. You lost your chance of being normal because of me. I hugged him, feeling the purple dragon tense. No, it was my choice to be a gamer 16 years ago, so no more blaming yourself. So I said nothing, but slid through the screen, standing on the other side with the dead grass. Please tell John that I'm sorry, he said, and the console shut itself off, the television power dying as well, though I could have sworn I heard him whisper, but don't regret it. I saw John at the hospital. His eye was missing. He didn't want to talk to me. He was even first when I tried to explain that you know who didn't mean it, but he still refused to speak to me, let alone looked at me. I don't blame him, though. It was my fault that he lost his eye. I heard that when he was released, John moved far from here. When I returned home, Spyro was inside the screen and asked how things went, so I told him John had decided to move and left it at that. After a while, I went to bed, but the next day I received a call from my mother. John was dead. I listened as she described the details to me that were given to her. She said his only eye had been ripped out and his chest torn open. His innards splattered across the walls. His skull was snapped off the neck at the joint, and his legs had been snapped backwards at the kneecaps. He was also covered in deep, savage slashed all over the parts of his skin that remained mostly intact. I asked Spyro about it once I got off the phone, but he said it was eerie. It wasn't me, but you have asked Hunter. I thought you said he died. He did. I asked that if you are a gamer like me, don't throw your games away. It will come back to haunt you and make your player insecure, insane, and unstable. So I won't admit it, but he's scared of being alone. Despite what's happening, he's still my best friend. And that's the end of that. Well, I gotta say, that was actually a pretty good creepypasta of Spyro.
I told you. What did you guys think?
Yeah, what are you guys saying?
Freaking rain, really?
it just wants to rain. It wants to rain, please.
Thank you.
Oh, you're still here. I thought you like went off to do something. I'm gonna drink my soda. Yum yum
Yeah.
yum 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 yum.
Lewis, but I think we lost a couple I think we lost a few watchers.
There's only 5 people watching, and there's only 1 person that's gone. Let me see if...
Alright.
I have an idea. It might have been one of my friends. Oh, no, it's okay. Oh, man. Oh, all my friends think... okay, 2 of my friends basically think that the live is done, and I'm like, no, it's still going. Alright, so that's pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna favorite, because that's really good. I don't say that so many times, but that's like, it makes me think about stuff, like, oh my god.
I know.
Alright, your turn.
Okay. This is one that I found a few weeks ago. I think about a month ago. I never thought I'd find anything like this. It's a Rayman creepypasta called "Thank You for Playing Rayman." And who was this by?
Wait, which one is it called?
Playing Rayman. I don't really see a name on here.
Oh, that one?
Some ordinary gamers.
Huh. Let me see. I don't know who it's by. I didn't really look at it, to be honest.
Anyway, you want me to go and start reading?
Oh, it's by the Dragon No Friend Browse? What?
Hmm?
It's all the way in the bottom, by where the comments are at.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
That's there.
Rainbow Dragon of Yeah, the Dragon of Rainbows.
Oh. The Dragon
Alright.
Oh, I misread that. Oh my god.
Alright, shall I read it now?
Now, let me ask, is everyone still there? I want to make sure that everyone's still there. Yeah, go ahead and read.
Well, I want to make sure.
Also, alright, can you guys still hear ChaosAngel? Let me message that. Okay, I want to make sure. Okay, so Lewis is still there. I don't know if the others are still there. We're not gonna let that
Yeah, that's
one
what I'm
go.
wondering.
Oh, that creepypasta was pretty long.
Yeah, but this one is also. So
why
I
don't
hope you're all ready for this.
instead of reading,
Right.
I was gonna say, instead of reading like very long creepypasta, why don't we instead read like short creepypastas?
Usually the short ones aren't really creepy. That's why I like reading the longer one.
Alright.
Alright, ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
It had been ages, maybe even over a year, since I had played one of my favorite PC games. The game called Rayman was quite old. but it had not lost any charm over the years because it had been made sometime around 1995. I needed an emulator to run it on somewhat modern Windows 7 laptop. I had actually been looking through my DVD collection when I found the game. I must have misplaced it after finally quitting in frustration and getting caught up in all my other, including some of the Rayman and spin-offs I had bought just for the sake of having them. I gently wiped some dust off the otherwise unspoiled disc and eagerly inserted it into my laptop. Started the game up through an emulator. To my disdain that for some reason I needed to reinstall it. Perhaps I had gone and deleted the original installed files by accident some time ago. Had my two previous save files in progress been deleted as well? They probably had. Rayman was really.
I know, right?
Thank you.
Welcome.
Anyway, all right. Rayman was a very sometimes frustrating game. The thought of starting over from the beginning still didn't put me off, so I reinstalled. If I was going to play it after this time, it wouldn't hurt to start from the beginning again. Once I had reinstalled Rayman, I skipped the intro, selected the third out of the three and play.
Oh no.
And start.
Wait, ChaosAngel, you're kind of getting cut off now.
Rip.
Yeah, a little bit. It just started.
Do you want me to reread that?
Yeah, just reread that part.
Alright. Once I had reinstalled Rayman, I skipped the intro, selected the third out of the three, and began to play. Aside from a few emulator bugs, such as stuttering and incorrect game speed, it was fine. I played for about an hour and a half before finally deciding to take a break. After I closed the game and the emulator, I checked back through the folder I had installed it into, with the slightest hope of perhaps figuring out where my old game progress had disappeared to. I didn't find it. However, underneath the Rayman batch Rayman folder, there was a file named "Thank you for playing Rayman _unfin.exe." I may not have played Rayman in ages, but I didn't remember that being there the first time I installed the game. And I had poked around through the game's files quite a few times back then. Maybe it was supposed to be there? Maybe something had gone wrong with my first installation that caused the files to leak themselves. I was no expert when it came to the way computers and program files work, so I just left the file there. Over the next week or two, I played Rayman fairly often, usually in sessions no longer than half an hour to avoid getting myself too frustrated. At one point, I tried to open the "Thank you for playing Rayman _unfin executable file," but all I got was an error message, so I left. After around 2 or so months, I wasn't really keeping a record of how long it took. I had freed every cage of a level and unlocked the final world, Candy Chateau, in which I about I hadn't progressed this far in my but first I saved my game and gave it a rest. I wasn't in the mood for the final stage just yet. The next day I browsed the folder in which I kept the old PC installed. Excuse me, I'm kind of tired.
Yeah.
When I came across the folder, I noticed that the mysterious "Thank you for playing Rayman _unfin.exe" file had somehow been replaced by "Thank you for playing Rayman _end." Curious about the subtle name change, I had modded the Rayman game. However, it showed clear signs of incompatibility and very glitched. Almost the intro music was stuttering and skipping, the sprites were flickering awkward colors in the intro animation. The title screen had unusual saturated, brightly contrasted colors, which I guess was a typical result of running an incompatible game without it. I selected load game, and my heart nearly skipped a beat when I saw my two earlier save files there. I had humorously named the first one Ray and the second one Man. Save file, strangely, was my recent one I had named AAA out of pure lazy. Hang on. But for some odd reason, where the number of lives for that save file would be there was only a blank space, save for the number of continues for the game over screen. Next to the little smiling clock icon, there was only space. What really interested me was that my completion percent file for the save file AAA was now 100%. The game must have encountered a glitch when trying to put my recent save file with my older save files, which I had thought were long gone. Ray and Man both had a visualized continues and completion percentages around only 40% and 25%.
Start the
When
music.
I opened save, what?
I was just saying that I started the music. Sorry.
Oh,
Go ahead.
alright. When I opened save file A loaded, the black binocular vignette was absent, and the background had a dark contrasted appeal. The level medallions, rather than showing smiling like-tuned faces to show that I had broken every cage for each level, simply showed 6 pink dots. I thought that might have been cut out of a prototype version of Rayman. As I moved around the map from level to excuse me, I couldn't help but notice the worlds had different usual. The dream forest had become jungle. Blue mountains were cave of scuffs where Bandland had become music, and Picture City was named Image. These were the respective names given for each world in the game's plot. Most of the individual levels were unnamed, but the levels with names gave me an odd feeling when I read them. The Swamps of Forgetfulness had the name No Swim _4, which I guess had something to do with the floods and using giant flowers to escape them. Mr. Stone's Peaks was renamed, or had possibly been renamed to Nomus _Glee, which obviously related to the musician character having his guitar crushed under a rock. Mr. Scuff's Stalactite was named Run _Moth. Perhaps part of the levels chasing the monster like boss, and the only level name I could make sense of, Mr. Dark Stare, had been renamed Finn. Was something somewhere unfinished? Were pretty much unplayable. I only tried a few of them, but when I did, was which Rayman stood. And the only control that worked was the left arrow, which made hit the exit sign and leave the left.
Oh no!
And
Yeah, you left
crap.
this. You left the server because you were gone too long.
I know, but I can't really walk around and read this at the same time.
I know. I don't know how to work that. Like, there's a way to change it. I just don't know how to change the thing. This is actually my first server. Alright. Continue when you're done.
Let's see.
I'm gonna have a sucker.
Alright. Also, the backgrounds were less saturated. In other words, they were more grayish than color. It was clear that I was far off running the game through the emulator, but I wanted to see what else was in this bugged version. Maybe I would find something odd. When I tried to play No Swim 4, aside from the darker grayish background, the level looked just like the beginning of the Swamps of. However, oh, hang on. Okay.
Sweet, my friend Sirocco just joined us.
Alright. However, Tarzan didn't mumble gibberish, pull embarrassed faces as he hid behind a bush and pointed up at his clothes, which weren't a branch above them. Instead, he just pointed up at them silently with a subtle idle breathing animation. I felt a bit excited here, as this was either a really cool glitch or an unfinished version of the character's animation. I just noticed that the back arrow sign was only a blank wooden sign, and nothing happened when Rayman walked over to it, so I was stuck with it. I made Rayman jump and punched Tarzan's clothes off the branch, as the game intended. When Tarzan put his clothes back on, jumped out from behind the book. The picture of Tarzan holding a magic seed didn't appear, just a black screen and some text reading, "When nature tries to fight back." use nature to your advantage. I didn't know whether to chuckle at the line or feel somewhat disturbed. After Rayman collected the magic seed, Tarzan didn't jump to the trees and yelp. He just stood there watching Rayman. His expression seemed blank and his eyes looked rather glassy. Shrugging, I planted the first seed and jumped onto the tall flower. It sprouted, which was which had an odd pink tint to it. As the water began to suddenly rise as you, I couldn't help but feel a bit uncomfortable when I noticed Tarzan still standing, now staring up at Rayman as the water began to rise overhead. I was glad that didn't happen when the game ran normally, as it had rather morbid implications. I decided to let thought go for a while, and I progressed further up the level, avoiding the rise of floodwater. All the enemies in the level had placed glitchy-looking boxes of flickering static that disappeared when punched. The next section of the Swamps of Forgetfulness, known as No_Floor in this version, looked a lot like the last, dull background and corrupted enemy sprites.
It's raining again. No, I know how that
Thank you.
YouTuber that I know feels when he records.
Alright. None of the animators of the monsters were there. Concern had been replaced by a slowly place a less effective, large empty room. I had no problem completing the second section. Once again, I was beginning to believe that thank you for playing Rayman_N, just a buggy, unfinished version of Rayman, which had been given a lighter mood somewhere later in development. This section, however, was very different to that of the Swamps of Forgetfulness. Rayman was standing in the middle of a small, flat, grassy platform with bundles of spiked red fruits on either side. The way to go was up, as Rayman was standing directly under a yellow climb vine. As soon as Rayman grasped it, the usual cheery Dreamforce music began playing, but I could not get Rayman to jump off or let the vine. I must have spent at least a full 45 seconds climbing up the seemingly endless vine. As Rayman climbed higher and higher, the background began to slowly sink out of leaving only black space behind, as it would if anyone were to travel up that high by some glitch. The cheery music began to stutter and distort until the level abruptly ended and I was back at the world map. What a weird way to end that, I said to myself. I moved over to one of my favorite levels, Mr. Stone's Peak, or Nomus_. When I entered that level, there was no background music, just ambient sounds like wind and the echoing distant bird. The background and scenery was normal, instead of dark and gloomy like the last level. However, outside the house at the beginning of the level, the musician's wife and child weren't there, and there was no boulder crushing the musician's guitar either. The guitar was just lying on the ground in front of the musician, who was sitting in his usual spot with an expression that looked unusually gloomy. Of course, at the beginning of Mr. Stone's Peak, the musician should have been crying comically over the loss of his, but in Nomus_Gui, the guitar the sky with a look of misery, rocking back and forth slightly, with tears occasionally dripping from his sad eyes. It actually took me a while to notice hands. The musician's hand. Is everything okay, Cinder?
I got another subscriber! Ah, thank you! 2 subscribers in 1 day. Oh my god. Could you watch my videos on your live stream because it's my birthday? Oh, happy birthday! Well, we're doing a live stream. I don't know. Could you watch my videos on your live stream? I can check your channel at least while my friend here is reading.
Alright. It actually took me a while to know. The musician's hands looked like all his fingers had been banded together. Then I guess it was no wonder he was dead. His fingers had been injured, so he couldn't even play his guitar. But how was I going to get the super helicopter? After all, I couldn't go any further into the level without it. Not that I really needed to, since I had already completed Mr. Stone's Peaks ages. But I wanted to see what else is in this glitched version of the game. Without any real excuse me. Without any real cue or trigger, the musician snapped out of his gloomy trance and turned his head to look at Rayman. The screen went black again, and some text appeared. Just be careful out there. The Blue Mountains are a cold and lonely place after all. Then a bottle of helicopter potion appeared on the ground in front of Rayman. I picked it up and flew forward into the level. As I flew Rayman deeper into the mountains, I noticed some parts of the level layout were a little different. It was actually easier to navigate through. I also began to notice something very off. Something that I don't think matched any sprites I had seen in the game before. There seemed to be a lot of junk embedded into the mountain. Just trashy stuff growing thicker and more noticeable further into the level.
Oh my god.
It was beginning to look like a junk, almost a bit post-apocalyptic. I didn't find it scary at all, just really, really weird and a lot dark. It was a bit sad, actually, to think that the mountains had been reduced to a dump. I kept Rayman hovering in one place, but better observe the new scenery. Rain. Please.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, sorry I forgot to say this. Happy birthday, Stick Bot Play. Sorry I forgot to say that. I was a little too caught up in reading this.
Yeah, it's okay. Rain, go away! Come back. The power of the witchery! I did my witch powers. I'm a witch now. How do you like those apples?
Alright. Alright. Perhaps the game was have a junkyard level. It would be pretty odd considering that in Rain, supposedly, people in nature live together in peace or something like that. From what I could make out, the junk consisted of things like cans, buckets, pipes, and syringes?
Syringes? Wait, where's that? Oh yeah, I was trying to ask you, like, where are you at? Because I haven't read along, and I'm like, I should read with her, and don't know where you're at.
No, you don't have to. It's fine.
Where are you?
Yeah, those kind of things are never really seen in videos, so that's odd.
Wait, where is that
I don't know. It's just part of the.
I mean, there's pictures beside the text. Is it, like, can you tell me, like, the picture it's by?
The picture that I see now where I'm reading, it shows Spyro flying through the mountains with all the junk around.
Wait, Spyro?
Sorry, Rayman. God.
Spyro wants us, yes. Alright. So he's jumping in midair with these two things in the air?
Huh?
Is it with him, like, on top of this thing, and he's, like, in midair with these two looking weird brown things? Or glowing thingies?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let me copy this image. Actually, maybe we should have copied the image and paste on Discord and show each other that instead. That would have been nicer.
Alright.
Was it this?
Hang on. No, it's more up.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh, I see what you mean. You're talking about this. You're talking about this, aren't you?
Yeah, that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Cinder, if you look closely at the picture, you will see a syringe in there, which is weird.
Really?
Back to the story. I'm not entirely sure about the last one, but that's what it looked like to me. It seemed a little morbid, but they were still drawn in that lively, cartoony style the rest of the game was drawn in, albeit dull-colored. Well, I made it through that part fairly easily. Coming into contact with that junk lying around hurt Rayman times as touching spikes would, not to my surprise. The next part was the rope cutting part, where Rayman had to use his hair to cut out the weight pulling down a huge stone before it trapped him underwater and drowned him. I found this part interesting in the way it looked different from the other levels in the game. The water looked very unpleasant here. A color. Oh, hang on.
Okay. So how is everyone doing today, by the way? Are you all having fun? And I'm hoping you're...
Sorry, I had to let my dad know I'm recording.
Yeah.
I thought he would at least read the sign. Anyway, back to the story. The water looked very unpleasant here. Sort of reminded me of those parts in Rayman 2 where there's black sludge pouring into the water. Come to think of it, the water back then must have been an off color too. That could have just been darker atmosphere or to better fit a swamp theme. Aside from the visual change, slightly off color background, the second part known as underscore Gui was the same as it. Now the third section of levels when I spent most of the previous two sections with Rayman flying, but now he was walking on solid ground. Whenever Rayman stopped, he would turn to face the camera and put his mouth with frightened look, shaking a little. This is the animation Rayman in boss battle. So I sure found it odd to see him do it in a normal event level like this.
Oh, I see what he's talking about now. There's the Spyro 1 show pictures. I'm nice.
Mm-hmm. Alright. I put it down to just being a glitch and had it a gross brownish tone, and the glitter was still present around, but usually out of Rayman's way, and the rising floodwater still looked yucky. The music was the same ambiance as before, but now with a very distinct sounding, slow banging noise, like something hitting something, and a distant, almost mechanical sounding hum. Alright. Once I got Rayman past the first flood of this section, I stopped to take a look at the back. It was almost as if it had been color shifted. Unlike the foreground scenery, the mountains were a sickly green color, and the foliage, if that's what it was still meant to be, was a strange, dull, dark purple. I smirked slightly as I joked in my mind, mountains were even less blue than they were before. The second flood of the third section didn't even happen. After the first flood, I had Rayman jump onto a cloud that seemed to then ascend indefinitely, before the level abruptly ended after about 40 or so seconds, just as no swim underscore floored. As the cloud was rising, I noticed that I had that smile he seemed to always have came, but rather a more neutral look. It was a lot like music, but without the glassy eye. I noticed his face change for that moment, so I'm not sure when it happened. So anyway, I was back on the mountain. I'm going to be honest, I was creeped out. This was way darker than the normal Rayman game, and I could say it even had a darker atmosphere than too. I wasn't soiling myself in terror over it. I just found it really off. So my next place to go was run underscore monk. I was hoping no sort of grotesque beast would jump out and terrify me, but honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised if it did. Well, nothing of that sort happened there, however. As soon as I went to move Rayman, something else happened that shocked me a bit. He stood frozen in place with a startled expression and his open hands out to his sides, trembling like someone when they're frozen in fear, but the trembling was stronger. He did that for about 2.5 seconds before becoming normal, with the neutral look still on his face. The fuck? I muttered softly to myself. Pardon my language, but I had absolutely no idea what that was about. It didn't seem like Rayman had taken any damage. All I had done was attempt to pour across his pipe. Aside from that, all that seemed different about the first part of this level so far was that the water was green. Not murky green, bright green. A weird change in my opinion. The background was also less saturated and perhaps colors again. The music was a quiet, echoing cave ambient, dripping and a strange fizzing sound, like something dissolving. I was beginning to wonder if maybe this was installed and forgotten about, as I had installed many mods for my game, but I didn't recall installing any Rayman mods. In fact, I don't think any mods for the original Rayman exist except for the Mega Patch, now under the name Rayman Ultimate, which I was sure didn't include anything like this. I could move Rayman normally, so I made my way through the level, swinging on rings. The flying pink rings didn't have eyes. It was as if no one had drawn the eyes onto them yet, and I had choice me. Then I made it would have been. Ran into that strange motion again, trembling violently in place with a shocked look on his face for a couple of seconds before letting me continue. I still had no idea what caused it, but I was just glad it was happening on solid safe ground. While swinging above that weird green water. When I reached the end of the first section of the level, Rayman did that trembling animation, but this time his face was different. Instead of a shocked face, he was pulling that face and makes when he punches. The one where he grits his teeth shut, like an angry face. But the motion Rayman was making made this seem more like a cringe. Kind of like in that game over animation where he coughs and falls over. I actually felt rather sorry at this point. Something was really either real scaring him or hurting him.
Oh my god, that sounds kind of scary.
Really, Lewis? You're telling a knock-knock joke in the middle of the story?
He's going to leave soon. I'm just going to say thanks for coming, Lewis. And...
Oh.
Oh my... Yeah, and then he wants to tell a knock-knock joke first.
And there's the ring.
Yeah. Well, this
Alright, Lewis, you can tell the joke, but...
Yeah, tell the joke, Corey, because I'm curious. Huh?
Why not actually take the time to live stream with a friend in it? Just to let you know, Lewis vs. Frost is my friend. He's been in a few of my videos.
I left LA. Thanks for letting me... No problem. Thanks for coming. And thanks for the like. Helps a lot.
Okay. Anyway, let me continue the story.
Yeah, continue. I'm gonna... Oh my god. Oh.
Hang on. Let me just, sure. Alright.
I'm okay.
You okay, sir?
Yeah, bye. I'm laughing. I recorded...
What?
I'm laughing at you in Minecraft. Like, you the arrow like did the thing again, and then you get off and you turn around in a circle and you see it in. It was hilarious. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I don't know why I find that funny.
Anyway,
Continue.
To my surprise, the game then took me to the first encounter with Mr. Scops again, which was unusual since I had already defeated him. The lava was bright green like the water, and when I noticed the large metal what were those things called again? Canisters lying around, I realized what it was. Ah, it's toxic waste, I said to myself with a nod. Or maybe it's acid. Then I realized that wasn't really relieving in any... Why the heck was there toxic waste in the cave? Then again, I could ask the same about all the junk lying around the mountain. I must admit though, toxic waste level is a cool idea for something to put in a Rayman game. Just maybe not the first one. Mr. Scops wasn't sleeping. He was just standing there. I wandered back and forth along the bridge of red crystalline platforms for a little while, waiting for the enemy to make his first... No, nothing seemed to happen. Excuse me. Rayman made that trembling, heck, I'll even call it convulsing animation again while I waited, growing both impatient and curious. I walked Rayman over to Mr. Scops, who responded by backing away as the lift began to rise. This is what he would have usually done a little further into this confrontation in the normal game, after attacking Rayman. Instead of jumping backwards up onto the ledge behind him, Mr. Scops just stopped at it. As the toxic waste began to rise past him, he thrashed around it in distressed manner and let Rayman pass over. I'm actually not sure whether I was more disturbed by this or Tarzan's lie drowning. This was a boss enemy I was dealing with, so it was more understandable if he died. But this was also a little more morbid. Rayman kept running, but the exit sign wasn't there where it should have been. It kept running along as the green fluid kept rising, as there was no way to avoid it. Once again, the level abruptly ended and went back to the map screen where Rayman could be killed. Alright, now things were starting to escalate a bit on the creep. Not to the point of making me want to quit my. I played a fair share of grotesque horror games that this would pale in comparison to. But to think how cheery and innocent Rayman was meant to be made it creepy in a different way. Like seeing someone get shot in a children's cartoon as opposed to seeing someone get shot in a crime themed show. So it seemed it was excuse me. It was time to take on the last level, Mr. Dark's level. As I moved Rayman over to that level, I wondered why it was called unfit, possibly implying that something was unfinished. I tried to enter the level, but nothing happened. I tried again and again, yet still nothing happened. Oh, I couldn't get in there. What a bummer. Well, this version was pretty buggy, so perhaps I really shouldn't have cut. I don't know what else to do now. Perhaps this was all I could do in this glitchy prototype version of. I decided to try out every single unnamed level, and as expected, they all wielded the same result before, being unable to do anything but exit straight back out. Occasionally, Rayman would have those weird. There wasn't a triggering yet. The level that was once Space One's crater now possessed the name Zaroff was here, to my bewilderment. Who's Zaroff? I know who Razoff is, but he's not meant to even be in this game. And when was that title in that specific level? Anyway, I might as well tell you what Bandland and Picture City looked like.
See you later.
We're in those worlds.
See you later, Sarko. Thanks for coming. He's leaving.
Okay.
And hey, Raptor. He came in too. Oh my god, every time a fifth person comes back, it's like, oh, okay.
The Bandland or music were raining, and the near layer of background imagery seemed to have little holes glitched through it. The image levels were a jumbled mess, like someone had eaten the contents of a student's pencil case and vomited it all back up. I went through every unnamed level one by one, unable to play it. Excuse me. But I did notice that Rayman's eyes had become cloudy like Tarzan's had been. I knew that definitely was. As I played, it turned to nosome_floor. If Tarzan actually happened if I tried to visit him again. Maybe I was looking too deep into this. Maybe Tarzan didn't drown. Maybe he swam away when I was looking. Honestly, I wasn't sure. When I entered the level, I was shocked again. Tarzan was absent, and Rayman was no longer walking north. Instead, he had the same walk he would do in the game over screen, a miserable trudging with his head lowered, a pained expression, and his hands limp at his sides. When he wasn't walking, he would raise his head and stare directly at the camera. Also, as he doesn't, he couldn't. So there's no way I could progress through this level again. That was why I was no level. I then headed back to Nomus_Glee, and Rayman was doing the same pain trudge across the map now. When I entered the level, the musician was still sitting outside his home, but he wasn't staring up at the sky anymore. He was staring forward with a blank, glazed eye stare, swaying very subtly. I walked Rayman over to him, but nothing happened. Over the next minute or so, stone dogs started. Rayman couldn't attack at all, but they dealt him no damage. Instead, they seemed to gather around the musician one by one, cautiously edging towards him like vultures gathering around a dying animal. That might not been well, probably wasn't, but the thought frightened me, so I chickened out and left before I could see what happened next. When I went to the cave level, run_mont, there was really nothing I could do in it without Rayman being jump or punch. So I left it pretty soon afterwards since the exercise was working again for his level. I then headed back over to the Mr. Dark. Goodness knows why, but I did. The level name was no longer Unfin. It was N. I remember the way that .exe file changed part of its title from Unfin to when it became playable. I was confident the same would apply, so not knowing what to expect, I dived right in to see just how much deeper this rabbit hole would go. Sorry, I need a drink of water.
That's okay.
The level began. This didn't look like Candy Chateau at all. Well, the foreground did, albeit off color, as if it had been left of putrid wood, but the background didn't. The background was all gray and smoggy and had no signs of tea, cutlery, or desserts anywhere. The music was just a quiet, low-frequency melody. The level began on a flat, solid nougat surface, not at the frying pan part. I moved Rayman to the right. That pain trudging Mr. Dark appeared, oddly enough, behind Rayman. Did nothing. He let out that evil laugh and just stood still and watched as Rayman lumbered away. I made it to the first obstacle level, just a simple ledge in the way. Usually Rayman would be able to jump up onto it, but in this state, Rayman couldn't jump, so I thought I was. Upon reaching the ledge, however, Rayman leaned with one hand and clutched his chest with the other. I had a feeling I knew what was going to happen from having seen the game over animation. The one that will play with the player has no left. But seeing it here seemed a lot more painful. Rayman leaned on the edge for a couple of seconds, cringed painfully before coughing or spitting out the last of his magic, however one interprets it, and falling down. It may have just been reused animation I'd seen before, but golly, it was unsettling in this particular context.
Well, that's very nice.
And there's the rain again.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
This live stream is going pretty well. Like, I was actually quite worried about it, but... Oh, continue.
There's not many people watching.
Well, I don't get a lot of people watching. Actually, this is a new record that people are actually watching me. I usually get like 2 or a little
There
bit.
I go.
I got kicked out, did ya? Oh no, she's gone. The Minecraft has stolen her. It's all over. Tree, what did you do? Oh, she's back. Oh my god, your face scared me.
Thanks to you, Cinder.
Yes. Oh, okay. What?
This thing faded to black.
How the heck was that?
Floated. Huh?
I don't know, just heard like a screech in the back, and what the heck? Alright, just continue.
Alright. I thought that was it, game over, until Batilla the fairy floated into the blank screen. She looked completely normal to my surprise, but wasn't Batilla supposed to be captured by Mr. Dark at this point? She spoke in her usual sound, of course, and text appeared beneath her. Do you wish to be he? Yes and no appeared beneath the question. I think choosing yes was the obvious choice. Why the heck would I choose otherwise? Though now I do wonder what would have happened if I did. I will heal you to the best. May Polycus be with you. Could have sworn Polycus was never seen or mentioned in the second game. But whatever, maybe they were going to introduce the first game but didn't. With that, the scene faded back into where it had left off. Batilla still in view. Rayman was still lying on the ground when Batilla shot magic at him from her hands as if she was giving him a new before sending out of view. Rayman pulled himself off the ground and turned to give a confident smile to the camera before returning to. Now he could walk, run, jump, punch, and just fine and was smiling again. But he looked, in my own words, like crap. That is, he was rather sickly despite his otherwise cheery as usual demeanor. with dull skin and tired, bloodshot eyes. So I pressed on. The level looked rather poorly designed, with bits of different platforms scattered all over the place at random. A little further on, Rayman entered a labyrinth of off-colored candy, which I thought was rather clever. Scattered throughout the labyrinth, particularly at dead ends, were clown. Strangely, yet not surprisingly, they seemed almost brain dead, standing in place with incredibly dazed looks on their faces. If Rayman approached them, they would just flail their hands haphazardly. The maze was legitimately challenging. It took me a good 5 or so minutes to find my way out of it. When I did, an orange ball of fiery magic swirled around Rayman, and Mr. Dark was casting a spell on him. But Mr. Dark himself was not there. Shortly after, Bad Rayman appeared and gave a rather unenthusiastic chase after. The delay between Rayman's act and Bad Rayman's action was too long to prove much of a challenge to my advantage. Bad Rayman was going absolutely berserk. His sprites were jumping and twitching and glitching and the like all around him. It might have been a little weird at the time, but looking back, it was rather amusing how, unlike the rest of the game, Bad Rayman actually might have become less threatening than you. Bad Rayman chased Rayman, or rather followed him from a distance, higher and higher up the level, as the platforms became jumbled and distorted. They still worked fine, but it looked as if they were in a fleet mass. It was more noticeable the further Rayman ascended. Eventually, though, I came to a dead end. There were barriers around and above, and when he and Bad Rayman entered the area, a couple of those bizarre, loopy-looking forks appeared, blocking the way out. This worried me, as with no way out, I would have to either quit the game or just intentionally let Rayman die. I didn't do either, tried to get Rayman touched by. I spent a while in that room, having to jump from platform to platform as I tried to figure out a way out. When Bad Rayman touched Rayman, it most likely happened because of the long delay between his actions and mine. I lost track of where I had jumped, so when Bad Rayman jumped beneath Rayman, they collided.
Where are you at? Anyway, I lost track again.
Upon the two,
You're on what?
cleared the correct
Oh no, are you?
at the slope of his start to nowhere in sight. Perhaps I was supposed to let him touch Rayman. Now I had no control over Rayman though as he began to slide down the slope. It was a bit like the frying pan part of the normal Candy Chateau level, except without the frying pan. There was just one very big downward slope. Clue was going on. Rayman just continued to slide slope smooth down. Ray eventually slowed down as he slid into what I could perhaps describe as some sort of chocolate architect. It looked like there were neat rows of chocolate pillars lined up in the ground in a repeating pattern. In fact, it probably would have looked very nice if it wasn't so.
Oh my gosh, you're being cut off so badly right now. No.
What